Hey there guys, it's Salis, and welcome back once again to Gaming Outside the Box. This week's unboxing, the Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition, which I have to have words with because I pre-ordered this when there was only a Collector's Edition. Turns out there's a Collector's Edition, which actually has more stuff in it. I can't remember what it's called, all I know is it annoyed me because it came out late. But let's take the standard Collector's Edition and we will have a look at it on the unboxing table. So, let's head over there now. Jeremy, what are you doing on the unboxing table? Right, let's skip the vaping dragon and show you this. This is the box of the Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition. And it's awesome. Why is it awesome? Because the previous one had a big window in it so you can see the best bit. But let's take a look at what you actually get inside this, shall we? The design does carry around all the way, and let's have a look. Collector's Edition content. Cannot be read upside down. You've got the hardcover art book. Just an art book. Metal case. I do love me a good steel book. Now that is kind of important. Dark Souls 2 had a cloth map, and it was beautiful for it. It's very appropriate for its theme of medieval, because back then they did use cloth rather than paper to make their maps, so it's always very nice to see that come back. Soundtrack, CD and game. Probably never going to bother with the soundtrack, but I'm definitely going to bother with the game. But the thing that annoys me about this, iron-on patches. Now, the problem with these is, while they may be very nice, they're a single-use item. So unless you iron them onto something you're never, ever, ever going to get rid of, you're kind of hosed there. So, let's crack this open and we'll see what we've got. Unfortunately, I do not have one of my knives handy. However, I did loot myself a Steve. So, Steve, let's go to work. Oh, it's that really easy to tear plastic. I like this. It makes unboxing them so much easier when you don't have to fight the packaging as well as the bosses. Right, let's get this off. Off, I say. Right, that's done. As you can see, the art style does carry over quite a bit on the sides. But let's have a look what's actually in the box, shall we? It's a top opening box, you aren't missing anything, there's no fancy packaging for me to harp on about. And the first thing that comes out is the hardcover art book. And the thing about this, it's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. Art books don't generally tend to be like A4 size unless it's a Blizzard Collector's Edition, but they're slightly bigger. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of the amazing art. Just picking a page at random. Okay, I need to get that sword. Some of the locations in this. This looks amazing. Moving forward. I know that's a boss, I don't want to be spoiled. That is some pretty cool armour. That is some pretty sweet armour. Yep, going to be farming the shit out of Dark Souls for all this nice looking stuff. But let's see what's next on the agenda. The Steelbook game case. Very, very nice. You've got this embossed Gothic archway going on. And on the front, you've obviously got the Dark Souls 3 with the bonfire and all the key information. Because let's face it, Dark Souls 3 is a game about bonfires. I love the fact it's a game about starting fires. Plays to me so well. And next, the game guide. Because at a glance, I'm going to guess there's nothing special in the case and they've just put this little thing out. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, I'm going to say this now. When I have spent £100 odd on a collector's edition, Do not try to sell me extra shit. Don't you think you've had enough money for once? Just take a break. Advertise it later. Okay, rant over. Let's move on. The aforementioned ironed-on patches. Let's get them out of the plastic so they don't reflect the lights. Steve! Steve, I need your help again. Okay, we have praise the sun. A common phrase in Dark Souls parlance. You see it fucking everywhere via the medium of floor. That one is quite nice, actually, that little bonfire. I like that. And, of course, you have the Estus flask with a taste of life. Again, I don't mind the fact that they're iron-on patches. What annoys me is the fact you only get 3 of them and they're all single use. So I've got to find something truly badass to iron these onto. Don't know what yet, but I'll probably find something. Failing that, I'll iron them onto my own arse. But here is where things start to get interesting. It is very fragile, so I don't want to get it stuck on the sticky bits. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a cloth map. Now, I may harp on quite a bit about the quality of maps in these collector's editions, but this is amazing. And just look at the details here. You've got torn edges like it's been worn. And the good thing is, unlike a normal map, because it's Dark Souls, it doesn't tell you where locations are, because the whole thing about Dark Souls is, you explore, you die, you die, you die, you die, and you die, and maybe you do a bit more exploring. And all the areas seem to be connected. And in this, you can genuinely see where those connections are. And if you look at the top here, that looks slightly resembling the cathedral at Orlando. Please tell me they're not in this game again. I am fed up with bashing my head against that boss fight. But now, ladies and gentlemen, to the thing de resistance. The bit you all come to see. But before we get onto that, they even branded the box that the thing de la resistance comes in. That is some impressive commitment to their bit, and I appreciate it very much. Right, let's pull you out. And Steve! Damn sticky tape. Don't blame me, you voted to watch me fight the packaging. Remember? Yes, here we have, I believe this is called the Red Knight statue. Let's get rid of that. And just like with Dark Souls 2 statue, he does come with accessories. Let me just pop those into his hands. However they go in. I hate this bit trying to figure out the logic that went into designing the swords. So I'm just going to leave him there for a minute. I'm just going to see if any bits slip off or twist off or... No, it is literally just pop them into his hands. So, always have the blade facing out on a single bladed sword. Oh, I don't want to break this. Is it one hand for one sword? I don't know. But anyway, this is the statue. He comes with 2 swords. I like the fact they're curved swords, because you see so many straight swords in Dark Souls. And curved ones are very much in the minority. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a katana, but let's be honest, only members of the katana cult even bother with it. But the detailing on this is amazing. The ground, I'm going to use the sword as a pointy device. The ground here, all broken up and shit, does genuinely look like this man has been ripped from his grave. And the armour, if I can get this armour in game, I will be so happy. I don't know why it shows his ribs here. Maybe because he's undead, I don't know. Flipping over to the back for a second. Now you just prop yourself up, mate. Here you go, here's a crutch. There we go. You do see a lot of detailing on the helm as well. I will put photos as usual with my collector's edition statues. But unlike the Dark Souls 2 statue, which is good, don't get me wrong, I do like it. This one seems very much more in action, so to speak. Because obviously it looks like he's sprinting, and obviously he's got his swords, which I will put in for the photos, I promise I'll figure out how. But also you've got all this, it's a bit harder plastic than you get in most statues, but that's to hold it in this pose. And it is amazing to look at. If I had to have one criticism of this whole thing, I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, probably won't show up on the photos at all, it's the top of his head. And if you look at the top of his head, the paint job doesn't seem nearly as good. I mean, it looks, there are looks of bits missing on the paint. And while the rest of it's really nice, like this sigil here, still using his sword, and obviously all the detailing on the armour, which they haven't missed a beat on. Even this little speckly bits on his loincloth. And thank God it's covering his junk. I don't want to see an undead's junk. But up here on the top, while I'm guessing it should be black to represent the first flame, there are bits that are faded in a bit and doesn't look like the paint's been filled in as much. So I don't know whether this is just my statue or is it on everyone's. But that will be the only letdown for me. Fortunately, I am not an eagle, so I'm not going to be getting a bird's eye view of this. So, I'm going to do the photos and I'll put them on screen during the conclusion. And on that note, let's go back and give my final thoughts on this. So then, Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition. See, I told you I'd figure it out. All in all, it's a pretty good Collector's Edition. However, I did some research before getting to this bit. The other edition is Amazon exclusive, it's called the Prestige Edition. The only difference is, you still get the iron-on patch, you still get all that stuff, you still get the Red Knight statue. But you also get a Lord of Cinder Prestige statue. So it comes with 2 statues. And this was released quite late. What I will say about the statue though, these swords aren't going anywhere. Don't worry about them falling off. Because the bit that you detach is the pommel, and it is so tight that it's hard to get off, but once it's on, it's not coming off again. So, props to that, because the ones in the Dark Souls 2 statue are quite loose, really. And yes, I did the litmus test. It is currently slightly smaller than the Dark Souls 2 statue. However, he would be taller than the Dark Souls 2 statue were he standing up. If he was just stood upright rather than leaning forward with his swords out, he would actually be taller than the Dark Souls 2 statue. So, for statue comparison, I'm going to put some pictures on the screen now. And just a quick message to my friends on YouTube who are going to be uploading Dark Souls 3 videos. I will not watch them. It's nothing against you, it's nothing against the game. It's just that I saw so much of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 that nothing is going to surprise me. The people on my Twitch chat can never spoil the game and they leave if they can't because that's what they come to do. So, if you upload it, I'm probably going to speed like it, but I probably won't actually sit and watch it. At least not until I'm struggling through Dark Souls 3 myself. And once again, I'd like to say a great thank you to my camera operator Becky, who only agreed to come because I agreed to pay her in takeaways. And is currently giggling behind the camera. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good collector's edition. God knows where this is going to go on the shelf. I'm probably going to have to like cram it in gently behind the Just Cause hookshot. So thank you all for watching, and as always, I've been Salis. I know Becky a takeaway, and I will see you next time.